Hello everybody, my name's Chef Dean Eliacostas. I'm one of the culinary instructors here at Moraine Valley Community College. And today's video is for you guys donating to our foundation. All the donors, we can't appreciate you more enough, everything you do to allow us to really expand our culinary program here and all the different programs here at Moraine Valley. So they gave me 6 whole minutes to do a cooking video for you, which is not a lot of time, but I'm gonna get it done for you, okay? So today we're gonna do a peppercorn-encrusted beef tenderloin, and we're gonna serve that with a beautiful arugula salad. First and foremost, let's look at our tenderloin. I have some beautiful 6-ounce center cut prime tenderloin here, and I'm gonna just season it with a little bit of kosher salt. And I'm just gonna pat that in because as we're searing it, a lot of this seasoning is gonna get stuck in the pan. Now you're gonna look at it like, oh my Lord, look at all that peppercorn he's putting on there. I'm gonna tell you right now, peppercorn encrusted, any red meat is amazing. What I have here is 5 different peppercorns that I grind up here in the kitchen at Moraine Valley, and we use that on so many different things. All of our red meat goes phenomenal on brisket. Those of you who love to smoke. All right, we got our tenderloin perfectly crusted here, ready to go. Now, mind you also, I took these tenderloins, I took the meat out for about 15-20 minutes so it becomes at room temperature, so it's nice and relaxed. And all I'm using here is a little bit of vegetable oil. A big question people ask is, how do you know your pan's hot? The oil is gonna talk to you. It's gonna do a little shimmy. Once you see that little bit of shimmy going on, you know your pan's hot enough, okay? So we are almost there. We're probably a few seconds away. And I am gonna put these tenderloins in there and we are good to go. All right, so we're gonna let these go. I'm gonna do 3 minutes each side. They're gonna be like, that's not enough time. 3 minutes each side is gonna give you a perfect rear. If you wanted just a little bit more done, by all means, go an extra minute or so, or if you really wanted to, you could pop it right in the oven. Next, I wanna talk to you about the pans that we're using. This pan here is a carbon steel. Carbon steel is something we use in a professional kitchen. Why? Because it retains heat and how it distributes the heat throughout the pan. Here are some common pans you probably have at your house. Cast iron, stainless steel. Those are also very good to use. Cast iron's phenomenal, but it's a little bit heavy, right? This bad boy probably only weighs maybe about 1.5 pounds. This thing, I could probably build a whole house with this thing, right? Pounding nails in, all right? We kind of want to get away from that. All right, so we got a great sear going on. We're seeing that smoke, okay? Once again, I used the vegetable oil today instead of, let's say, an olive oil. I know a lot of people, I want to use olive oil, I want to use olive oil. The problem with olive oil is it burns. It doesn't have a high smoke point, okay? That's why I like using a vegetable oil. All right, so we're coming over here to our salad real quick. I'm gonna get my gloves on. So we're making a beautiful arugula salad. So I got some baby arugula, I got some red onions, cherry tomatoes, I got 2 different bell peppers. I got red and I got orange. I got some wonderful croutons. Now you can use any cheese that you like. It's really completely up to you. I love blue cheese. Blue cheese is probably my favorite. It's so classic, it goes with steak phenomenally. Okay, you can use goat cheese, any cheese that you really want to use. All right, let's get started here. So I'm gonna put my arugula in my bowl here. A little bit of onion. We're gonna put all the tomatoes in there. Our peppers. And then I'm gonna put my croutons. I'm gonna hold off on the blue cheese until I get that initial toss. All right. Now you can see how I'm doing the vinaigrette. I'm going on the side of the bowl here, right? I don't wanna go directly on the greens. If I go directly on the greens, what's gonna happen? All that dressing is gonna be right on the greens, and it's gonna saturate them too much. Oh, beautiful. Perfect, perfect, perfect. I'm gonna hit that, a little salt, little cracked pepper. I'm gonna give it a light toss. And now I'm gonna build this salad on our plate here. All right, look at those tenderloins are looking beautiful. Now, I made enough here for 2 salads, just so you know. All right, we're gonna put this off to the side. And we're gonna take a look at our tenderloin. Oh, look at that beautiful, beautiful, beautiful smoke. We're gonna, oh, look at that. I think I've done this once or twice in my life, okay? All right, Perfect crust, beautiful, okay? All right, we're gonna come back over to the salad here right now. We're gonna let that go another 3 minutes. I'm gonna let it rest and we're gonna slice it up and put it right over the top of our salad. All right, so we have our salad mixed. What I like to do with the blue cheese, I kind of like just to place it. I don't really want to toss it in there. I like to crumble it over the top. This is a blue cheese from California. It's a company called Point Reyes. It is phenomenal. I've probably been using them for about 10 years or so. Just amazing, amazing. And once again, blue cheese is just classic when it comes to red meat. All right, beautiful. All right, we are looking good. One thing you don't want to see in your pan is a fire, okay? Smoke is okay. Don't worry about the smoke part. But once you see flame in here, unless you're putting some alcohol in here, you really don't want to see that. Why? What's happening is your oil is burning. If your oil burns, you're going to get a very, very off taste. And that's something we want to try and avoid. All right, so I think we are looking beautiful here. Now for me, I'm just going to get a little quick sear on these sides. All right. We'll grab our plate where we're going to rest our tenderloin. I treat my tenderloin how I treat my tuna. I like it rare, very, very rare. There's not a lot of fat content necessarily in tenderloin. It's not like a ribeye, where I like cooking my ribeyes probably just a little bit longer so it breaks down the fat and a little bit more of that tissue. So I'm just going to give a quick sear on the side here and we are ready to go. Number one, number two, and this is a very light lunch for me today, just so you know. All right, look at that. So you always hear rest your meat, because what happens is all those juices concentrate towards the center and we want to allow them to redistribute, okay? So we're gonna let that sit for about 30 seconds and then we're gonna slice it up really nice. All right, we got a beautiful tenderloin here. And we're just going to slice this beautifully through. I mean, this is, to me, this is lunch every single day of the week. Whoop. I'm going to fan that out. We're going to show that beautiful color of the salad there. So that is our peppercorn-encrusted beef tenderloin over a baby arugula salad. Little Point Reyes blue cheese, red onions, some bell peppers, some tomatoes, which is a great, great end of summer, right? Summer's ending for us here now. But what could be better, because we can't forget the wine. The wine is probably the most important part. So I would love to pair this up, not necessarily with a Cabernet or Pinot Noir, a Pinot Noir Rosé from Germany. Thank you again. Once again, we thank all the donors. Thank you for all your support. The foundation thanks you. Cheers.